Alrighty, you guys. So we are super, super excited, Sarah, and Stephanie and I, to get on this leadership call with you guys. So the requirements were to maintain your diamond during May, as well as to hit Success Club. So congratulations to all of you guys to do that. Awesome. We want to make sure that you guys know this is for your whole downline. So making sure that you use that as motivation and momentum to get your coaches to stay active, to be watching their business centers, to be hitting Success Club, and always be in that offense mode. And we are going to get started right off of the bat with introducing Nicole. So Nicole Koenig is one of my personally sponsored coaches, and I'm super, super excited to have her be a fresh, brand new diamond. She hit diamond in 20 days, you guys. And a little secret though, she was a discount coach of mine for 3 years. And so she was watching the page and just kind of seeing what was going on. And one day that light switched for her, and she'll share that. But really listen to her mindset. Mindset is so much of this business. The belief in your mind of where you're going and truly treating this like a business. If you listen to her, you're going to think that she has had like some serious coaching, and she hasn't. She's only been coaching for what now, 25 days? But she hit diamond in 20 days as soon as she made that decision. And so I'm super excited for her to share, and so grateful to have her on this call. So Nicole, if you want to go ahead and get started, and kind of just share to start off that shift of what made you decide that you wanted to get started with coaching.
Hi, everybody. I talked to Jessica the other week, and I was kind of explaining all of this, and I told her, I think that I finally came to a point where I was watching Jessica and other coaches who are living their lives the way they want to, and they're happy because of the decisions they've made and the changes they've made through fitness, through helping other people. And all around, I was just really envious of everyone's passion and everyone's happiness. And I was finally, something clicked where I'm like, the only way I'm going to get this is if I join and I start doing this too. I would do sometimes these participant groups, and I would kind of interact, and I wasn't putting 100%. So I decided, no more messing around. I want this. I want to be happy like I keep seeing, and I'm ready. And so I just basically decided that day, it was May 5th, and that I was going to start a full-time new job. And that's how I look at this. I get to put an hour or two into this, which is great, but I treat it like it's full-time. And I want to make... I'm like my own boss, but I want to make Jessie proud. I look at her as my boss. I look at her as, this is what all these tools she's giving me. This is what she's telling me will make me successful. So why wouldn't I do it every day? So she gave us this gap planner that I have to print everything out so I can visualize and check that I've done everything. So I fill out every week, I print a new one. I fill out my goals. I make sure I'm posting, I make sure I work out, I make sure I'm engaging with people, that I'm talking to friends and checking in with how they're feeling and how it's going so far, so they know that I'm on their team. And I just do it every single day because this is what she told me would make me successful. And I look at it in a way that, if I were given a new job and I had to go start and they gave me a sheet and they said, you do this every single day and you will be good at your job, I wouldn't do half of the things on the list or I would get fired, right? So I take these like gifts that I feel like she's given us to be successful, and I make sure that I do them every single day, no matter what, so that I can continue, hopefully, to be building this business. And I'm super excited.
Awesome. I love it. So one of the questions that was asked earlier when we were speak on the call was, after you had that aha moment and you decided I'm all in. And one thing that she had shared with me was when we went on this walk, Nicole lives about 15 minutes from me. So we had met together, went on this walk, and I'd asked her that question of like, what changed? Like, what happened? And she had shared just what she shared. But then she also had said, like, for her, it wasn't just about hitting diamond. It was like she knew that was what she needed to be doing and like the next place she needed to go. And it wasn't about setting a date. It was as soon as possible. I'm getting there as soon as possible. And I love that because everything about what we do is like set goals, right? With this girl, there was like, watch out, here I come. And this is what I'm doing every single day. It's those small little activities that got her to diamond in 20 days. It was that do what it takes attitude. And she was down to Wednesday and still needed another half an emerald. And
it was 8:45 p.m.
Yeah. Yeah. And she texts me, it's like 10 to 9. Done, got it, woo! And look, and this week she had a coach already cancel. So here she messages me her goals and says, I got to put one more person. I'm going to put one more person in there so I don't lose my diamond. It's already that proactive. I'm still moving forward. Don't worry, I got this. I'm hitting Success Club, being on that offensive mode, keep looking for more people mentality. So the one question in a roundabout way that I was going to ask, who did you start with? Where did you find people? And kind of share like your social media and how you were talking about, like, I haven't really gotten to the outside. Can you share?
Yeah, I started, so far I'm basically working with obviously close friends and family, because I feel like that's where the people you go to first, when I would assume when you start this, is people that you're comfortable sharing your goals and story with as you get more used to being out there. And even as this month progressed in May, I got much more comfortable sharing these feelings on Facebook and on Instagram. I made my posts public instead of private so that anybody could see them, using hashtags, all of these things that I didn't do before. But I want people to see my story, see my struggles, see, that I'm putting myself out there so that they're comfortable trusting me to help them. I started with signing up my husband on one side, my cousin on the other, so that bam, I knew that I had 2 people that I could control getting the emerald right away. And that's what got me that success, is that basically I knew that to get to diamond that quickly, that I had control of all of it. I didn't have to rely on anybody else to help me get there, that it was up to me. And now I have, a couple of people who are interested and that I can help get to emerald and start building their business. But right off the bat, I wanted to make sure that I was in control of it on my own, and I didn't have to worry about putting pressure on someone else, as I was so new, I guess. So I put them right off the bat. I signed both of them up on each leg so that I was just ready to go.
Awesome. So now, as far as building your social media, what have you started to do in order to kind of branch out and to continue moving forward?
I've definitely been posting more about my actual struggles and stuff, instead of just, this is what I'm drinking today and I'm doing this program and I love it. I'm trying to be more, that part's hard for me. So I'm trying to be more out there with why this is making me happier. And people relate to that. People have depression issues. They have anxiety issues. They have, weight issues. They have, when you are yourself and you're out there and you're being honest, people want to be honest back to you. And I am loving that, because just in May, having one person come back to me and say, maybe I haven't lost a lot of weight, but my depression is so much better in this 1 month, that for me, it makes this totally worth it. That is more of my mission, is to help people feel better about themselves. And so I'm trying to really relay that in my posts, so that people are comfortable with me. I was trying to get a little more out there with who I could attract. So another challenge group I tried to invite people to was a bridal and bridesmaids challenge groups. So trying to kind of target that we're in summer, it's wedding season. And that people are looking for some quick results. So trying to kind of target some people who are in that zone that want to challenge each other, and kind of, break away from just my inner circle. That's another thing that I'm working on right now.
That's awesome. And one thing I want to point out too, that in our team, we're really talking about how powerful your mission statement is. And, you have your why, you have your goals, but truly your mission statement is what is going to pull you out of bed each and every day, keep you up late at night. No matter what your goal is, no matter what your why is, your mission statement is going to trump both of those at the end of the day. And the way I came up with that personally and experienced that was I got in this mindset of how can more be coming to me? I feel like I'm at a place I would have never imagined. And it was hard for me to come up with these whys and these goals. And I got that from my life coach, is when you come up with a mission statement that is so powerful that you feel that in your inside core of something that you have experienced, and you can create that mission statement. It's short, it's sweet, it's to the point, and it connects so strongly with other people. You are going to be unstoppable. That is what truly is going to get you out of bed when your alarm clock is going off at 4:15 across the room and you want to scream bloody murder and not get out of bed. And that is what is, when you are crushing and conquering these goals, what keeps you going for more. And yes, able to give an example of mission statement. Yes, I will. So I created this mission statement, and my mission was to help other mommies become their best, most confident self and create a life of freedom in doing so. And why? Because that's me. In finding my passion and doing something that has helped me become the best version of me, I've created financial freedom and freedom of time. And my number one mission is to help every single mommy that I come in contact with have that same experience and be loved on, and know that they can have this too, that they're unstoppable, that they're powerful. And so no matter what, it takes your goal off of you. It takes your why away from you and puts it on an outside resource that is so much bigger. And that all of your goals and your whys are going to happen when you are out to serve more people. And when I asked the team to come up with theirs, Nicole was one of the first people that came up with hers and sent it to me. And I think it was through text message. And she's like, what do you think? Literally brought tears to my eyes. When you have some mission statement that somebody is walking, living, and breathing by daily, here she's bringing up depression. That was something that she struggled with. So now she's here at 20 days later, able to hear from somebody else that struggles with depression, that she has made an impact in their life. That's a gift. That's super powerful, you guys. Super powerful. So use your mission statement to elevate, to help lift other people up, to connect and attract other people through your social media, so you can find people just like you, right? Your vibe attracts your tribe. The more real and vulnerable you can be with planting those nuggets, like we talked about in this training that we did, of all of these different things, the more relatable you are. And the more relatable you are, the more people are going to connect with you. The more you share, the more they're going to trust you. Remember that when you're posting. And does anybody have questions for Nicole?
I do. I would love, Nicole, if you could talk about how it seems a lot of people can sign coaches. It's those building to emerald in such a short amount of time. How you worked with them or what you did to produce those emeralds so quickly.
Both of the emeralds that I had to get diamond, I have control of their accounts. So it was I made sure that I had enough people. I built my sides first. And then I even kind of, in my mindset, I was thinking, I'm going to put somebody to build them Emerald that I know is going to stick around for a while, that I don't have to be worried about, next month that they're going to cancel their Shakeology and maybe hold off for a while. So I wanted to make sure that when I was planning that, I really gave it thought before just signing someone up on where I wanted them placed. And even, like she said the other day when I had somebody who would rather just pay retail. So they stopped and I thought, okay, that means I have till Wednesday. I need to get somebody on this leg so I don't lose my diamond already. And so I had my list of, people who didn't sign up as discount coaches at first because they were not sure about that route. And I called one and I said, since you're continuing with us in June, would you like to save $15 this month on your Shakeology instead and sign up as a discount coach? And she did last night. So it's like just that easily you can make those calls and reach out to people, because who doesn't want to save money? It's that easy. And then now, while I do have somebody who is getting into the coaching side, she, has one more person to get to Emeralds, and I'm just helping her, basically giving her the tips that I use, reach out to your family and close friends first who will work out with you, and they will do this journey with you right from the get-go, because you have those people close to you and they want to support you and they want to be supported. They want to feel better with you. They don't want to be left in the dark. And then you make this journey and they're like, man, I wish I would have done this with you. So I reached out to those people first.
And I think that's such an important issue. So many people will say, as far as building your team to diamond, and I pass this to a lot of people, you can build with discount coaches. You can do that. Is there longevity there? Not really. It's kind of like building a house with sticks instead of bricks. So you can do that, because I have a lot of coaches, and I have one in particular that said, I just want to get to diamond to get it out of the way so I can start building. And I think that's an important point, that a lot of coaches are like, I'm diamond, and then they stop. And it's like, where is that bridge to really build that confidence to build your team? So yes, you can build with discount coaches, but also know that some of those discount coaches may think they're in it for a discount until they realize, what does it really mean to be a coach? And that's our responsibility. So even if they're a discount coach, if you guys send a welcome letter, bring them in, let them know, you can be part of the team page. Don't worry, you don't have to do anything about it. But once they see the camaraderie and they see exactly what people are doing, and wow, this mom has 3 kids and she's working full time and she's earning that much, I could probably do that. It's like planting that seed for that. As far as the spousal thing, that's a big compliance thing that I actually spoke with compliance about, if it's okay if I address.
Thank you. I'm trying to type and I'm like, how do you put this?
Okay.
It's kind of an open topic that wasn't planned about.
Oh, sorry.
No, sorry.
Yeah, what I was communicated with, because I spoke directly with Jemima and what's the guy's name?
Jonathan Gelfin.
Gelfin. So you can't say, I built my husband. He has to be a part of it. So if they were to call my husband and say, Joe, are you actively growing the business? Yes, I am. So it's very gray right now. So do not put on social media, like I did, I built my husband's business. That's a big no-no. I didn't know, fail forward. So now when you say it, we built this business. We created this because, even though it might be me building and placing, Joe's here helping me. Joe's here building my LLC. Joe's here doing stuff. So it's, we built this. Just so you guys know.
This was totally a non-planned subject to bring up, and it's a really big subject, and one that I haven't even brought up with my team yet because I wanted to figure out the best way to present it. So coaches that are on here, what are they talking about? Don't feel out of the loop. This is a brand new thing that is a lot more in-depth than what we can even cover here. But I agree with everything you said, Sarah, and so far, Jessica. But what I think also is that it's just a big CYA, or, cover your butt, like we're teaching our coaches, like, this is what you're supposed to do. Anybody that doesn't follow the rules down the road, we've taught them the right way to do it. We've taught them the P&P, and violations then can come forward as we continue to grow and as we continue to, become this billion-dollar company. We have to be able to say that we are teaching people to do things the right way.
Right.
I think that it just takes one person to abuse that. I don't think that's anybody here, but that's why this has become an issue. And so I think to a lot of you guys, it's not going to be an issue, but it's something that's come up just to make sure it's reiterated in the P&P that people are not abusing that whole ability to be able to have your spouse or significant other in on this business with you.
Don't overthink it. That's exactly I haven't told anybody from my team either, because it's such a gray area. If I haven't come to full concern about it, then it's, until we know the details about it, you bet you there's going to be more coming. But yeah, thank you. That's great insight. And hopefully that kind of answers that question.
Real quick on that, just because I know Amanda had asked, because she just said, she's helping people build that way. And I think what also got brought up, and I haven't brought it up to our team too, it's that whole, they're covering it, right? So that if the FTC comes back, they've covered it. And also there's hints that maybe it's so that we can start to enforce coaches that have been abandoned by their sponsors actually having, there's a section in the policies and procedures that says you have to offer ongoing training to your coaches. And so you guys you'll experience this as you go down the road in leadership, where coaches pull out and you're not stuck, but you're there to mentor their coaches while they sit back and earn an income. My suspicion is it's really so that they can start to enforce that. If they can say, like Sarah said, if they call and say, hey, are you working your business? They go, yep, because it is a family business. So I wouldn't worry about it. I think it's a non-issue.
It could actually be a good thing, Steph, because if somebody isn't helping, like I've produced diamonds under people that aren't doing anything. Yeah. So maybe that'll help us. So just be smart. Don't overthink it and just let it go.
Yeah. Yeah. And like Sarah said, it's a cover your buns for a different topic, I think.
Yeah.
So great. It's a great question, Amanda. I just think we weren't planning on it. So hopefully that clears that up and addresses the question. But yes, it was a great question. So we want to get into the meat of the call too. So Success Club, Emeralds, recruiting, and time management, right? We each have just a couple nuggets. I'm going to start off on Success Club, and I'm just going to share some things that work for me, and want to talk about the duplication of Success Club, right? We have coaches that want to earn elite. They want to help duplicate Emeralds, and coaches that are moving their businesses forward to help create success. And just like I always tell somebody, practice what you preach. You have control of your actions and your choices. So your buns better be getting to Success Club every single month, because if you're not doing the work, if your name's not showing up on the banner, if you're not hitting Success Club, you can really not expect your coaches to be hitting Success Club. And it's consistency. There's something to be said when your name is on this banner every single week. Your coaches expect it. They expect to see your name up there. That when they're looking for it every couple months, like, oh, is my coach up there? Pretty soon they're going to stop looking, especially if they don't see it up there for a few months. They're going to stop looking at it. So make sure that you're consistent in leading by example, and that number one is first and foremost your non-negotiable. From there, using, different things to be able to track your daily progress. Your daily progress is what is going to help you get to Success Club. And silly me, you would have thought that I would have created this a long time ago. I created what's called a GAP, Goal Activity Planner. I can upload it, with this call, but it was my to-do list. And I think basically, like between Sarah, and Stephanie and I, we're kind of all doing the same thing. And it gives me more space. I wasn't just inviting 3 people a day. I wasn't just friend requesting 3 people a day. It was, what am I truly doing in my day to create success and hitting Success Club? And giving that simple tool to my coaches and letting them visually see where they were missing. Were they posting on social media? It doesn't just say post on social media 3 to 5 times a day. It says nutrition, fitness, day in the life, motivation, family, like business. Are you posting about these things, and where are the holes that you're missing? It's a way for you to see how you can improve each week so you can reach that goal of hitting Success Club. And again, if you're not taking action in working your business daily on the actionable steps, then that is something you have control of. That's your choice. And the way I duplicate it is by offering I got this from one of the 5 stars, is I have my coaches send me their gap every week. And, they can get, reputation. Like 8 weeks of consistency of sending the gap to me. I'm going to send them a little baseball hat, with our team name on it, because I know with consistency of that will create success for them. It's going to teach them the habits to reach their goals, to hit Success Club. So thinking of little things that you can motivate and inspire, what I had found was sometimes coaches get overwhelmed, right? Sometimes those little mundane activities day to day are hard to imagine that they add up to something bigger. And when you're a newer coach and you're not earning income really, and you're putting the time in, sometimes it's just that little motivation that they're working towards, like a hat, that keeps them going, right? Or maybe it's a phone call with you. Maybe it's this call. Think of those little outside resources that might motivate somebody and, keep them going. Like those are the little things that, for me, excite my team and motivate my team. It's not much. So really keeping that momentum, but number one, leading by example, having a way to track that and duplicate that within your team. I'll share that tracker. And then turning that tracker in 8 consecutive weeks. For me, they get that hat. That's something super duplicatable, super simple, super easy, and it's fun. I'm all about fun over here. So I got to make things that are easy and exciting for me too. So that's something that works for me, is just consistency and putting in that time. So next we are going to talk about time management with Sarah. Sarah, you okay to talk now? Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I was really actually going to just touch on kind of what you just did and what they said on the National Wake Up Call. You have to take control of what you can control. And you have to accept responsibility for what you can control. I've been reading an audio of the 10X rule lately. And every single thing that happens in your life, you have to be ready to take responsibility for. I mean, from all the things, even down to an accident of getting rear-ended, what about that accident can you take responsibility for? What actions in your business can you take responsibility for? Because until you're ready to take responsibility, you're not going to be willing to change, or you're not even going to know what to change. And once you figure out what you need to change and put into action, then you do exactly what Jess just said, and you put it into motion, and you keep yourself accountable. And I posted the quote in my team page, but it was something about tracking makes, I don't know, she had some cute little rhyme, but about how tracking makes it like legit and it makes it solidified. And I had a leader in my team page the other day ask about how, oh my gosh, I'm at Diamond, I have all these things, how do you manage? I'm going to break down, like I have to post in groups, I have to follow up with my coaches, I have to do this, this, and this, I have a full-time job still, and it's like you have to step back. I had a full-time job, I had 2 when I was 5-star, I had a full-time job up until just a few months ago, and it comes to down to you making a choice of what you're going to put that time into, and not looking at everything you have to do. Look at everything you have to do as an exciting blessing, as a new part of this journey. But if you sit and you stare at a to-do list and you let it daunt you and scare the crap out of you, you're not going to make any moves forward. So I, like everybody else, I swear to you, I start every single day with the vital behaviors in my power hour, and I use Streak. I have a pipeline just for my power hour. So every morning, that's the first thing I do. I go in there and I knock off my things, because then I know no matter what else I do the rest of the day, what I need to make my business survive is done. And you have to eat that frog, you guys. That's my frog, is my power hour, because I like to do the big fun things. I like to start projects that take forever and suck all my time. I like to, get my hands in a million different pots. But that's why my power hour is my frog, because it's the easiest thing to freaking do, and it's the last thing I want to do. But if it's the first thing I do, then I know I'm moving forward every single day. So but then quickly with June, just as you guys are looking at your calendars this month, look at what's going on. And I hope if your leaders you're all on our team, so you're given a calendar out of all of us. I know we all do that, but you can also do it for your own teams, and it's also in the online office. But there's so many fun things to do, and there's so much going on. The summer sale starts today. The 3-day refresh sale ends on the 9th, I believe it is. And we're coming up in this quarter at the ending of the second quarter this month. So a lot of big things, a lot of big deadlines, a lot of big events. And really, this is like the turn of a huge momentum ahead, you guys. What you do in June, June is the seeds that are blossomed in July. And when you come home from Summit in July, I tell my coaches, you make one of two choices. Your business either doubles and triples, or you face plant, because you're so overwhelmed by opportunity and what you have to do. So you have to have a plan to make sure that you get on the road to doubling and tripling where you came into July. July is such a turning point in my business every single year, and it's what you do right now that matters in July. So get some fun things for those of you that are going to Summit too. I'm running some promotions for my team for drawings to win my VIP passes with me, or if you're going to the Success Club party, you can do that with your coaches that are going. Whoever hits Success Club can get into a drawing to win one of your party passes. There's so many fun things you can do in this month to kind of gear up towards setting July up for success. So that's all I got for you.
I love that. I think I'm up next. We're going to talk about kind of more duplication, talk about those emeralds. But I loved having Nicole on the call, you guys, and I want to make sure you guys are all sitting there. You're like, I'm a diamond. What's going on here, right? But I know for me as a leader, it helps me to hear, when Jess told me, she was so excited. I had this coach that went diamond in 20 days. It's that's something that I don't know if you guys feel it, but leadership is a freaking roller coaster, right? And I've got these stories playing in a lot of my leaders' minds, the market is saturated, what's going on? And then you hear a story like Nicole's and you're like, no, it's not. You make a decision and you get to work. And I love that she built those emeralds. That means this girl found 12 coaches in a matter of 20 days, right? Because she took control. So know that all of this stuff is meant for duplication. It's not, okay, that's great, but I'm already diamond coach. Diamond is the tiny pit stop, and really 2-star is where leadership starts to happen. Mm-hmm. And so what I think is really, really important is realizing that it's all built on emeralds, right? Jess wouldn't have been called out as 11-star today on the wake up call if it weren't for emeralds. Always remembering to shower those emeralds with love and make sure that your coaches are too. And then think about how you can continue to duplicate that. So a few of my tips, of course, leaders lead from the front, right? You are going emerald every single month at least. I would say twice a month, because you get to go, you guys, it's June. People are distracted by the hot weather. Here's how I went emerald this week, so that you're in the trenches with them. It's different in January than it is in June. So you need to always be in there with them, because your perspective is on the ground with them. So as a leader, it's not, we're on offense, we hit diamond, and then, we stick back on defense. No one got into this to manage people, right? We want to encourage people to continue to raise the bar. So going emerald yourself. And I know Jess has said in past meetings, she shares with the team what she did today. So make a goal to go emerald this week so you can show your teams, I did this in a week. You guys can do this in a week. Don't put the date on it. Be like Nicole, say, screw the date. This is happening as soon as possible. I truly believe emerald is a decision, right? Mm-hmm. We've got our spouse. I didn't really understand the spouse sign up. So if this helps you guys take this back to your team, then it would have really helped me as a new coach, because I was strapped to sign up. And then when I heard like, sign your husband up, I'm like, oh my God, are you guys kidding me? Like, we already can't eat because I got my challenge pack. Like, what the heck? This is sounding kind of creepy, right? But when I realized that if I signed my husband up for $140 with a new program I needed anyways, I was going to get the $40 the fast start bonus back, right? For signing up a new coach. So now you're at $100. You get the sample packs. You either run a Shakeology challenge, or you do, hey guys, cafe latte is the new flavor. Who wants, I got 3 5-day packs. Whatever you need to do, you can end up making $120 back by selling those for $5 a packet. You have 2 Success Club points. You've got that secure place in your business. You don't even have to start to build them, but just to have them there. If you are hungry for this recognition, Beachbody does this for a reason. Emerald is there so that people are like, oh, I just saw so-and-so became a coach. I'm going to start stalking them. Remind your coaches, like, your business opens at Emerald because all the people sitting on the fence that they've started to reach out to, they're like, no one's really interested, is going to see them get recognized by someone else, and then they're like, she's doing something with that. They don't need to know how it happened. And like Sarah M said, I look at discount coaches as placeholders. They keep a spot warm. It will get you there, right? And sometimes they're going to become your Nicoles, and they're going to stick around and be passionate about the products and come back in it. But sorry, my husband's calling me and he took my notes away. So you're going to keep going Emerald yourself. Second thing, don't wait for leaders to run a push to Emerald group. You don't need to be you don't even need to have a template to run a group. Get together with a couple leaders, a couple other new coaches, and be like, let's do this. Go live and share your tips on how you did it. Share what you're doing on social media. Someone else share what your dream team list looks like. I have all my new coaches make a list of 40 people. Everyone should make a list of 40 to 50 people at the beginning of every month. So make sure your coaches have these lists. Don't wait for leaders to run push to Emerald groups, because you've got to step up as a leader into that role and know that that's what you need to start doing in order to create these emeralds. Like I said, help them make a list and see that it's a decision. So for me, it was make a list of 40 people, learn social media so that I could send my hey girls. They could message 40 people, hey girl, how's it been going? I saw you just went to Hawaii. Boom, that's out. Relationships are building. Then make it hard to ignore, right? That's literally how this built, with the foundation of believing in this business. So celebrate and recognize everything, every new coach, any behavior you want to see replicated in your downline, right? So I love one of my coaches, Jamie Shepard. I'm totally going to start stealing this from her because I've been watching her do it. And I'm like, why am I not doing this? So her and her team started to recognize Emerald, double emerald, and I know recently they were talking about recognizing triple emerald. So the road to emerald is quick, right? And then we've got this long journey to diamond, we think, right? It can be twists and turns and ups and downs, but what if, in order to encourage this, just go emerald again? If you went emerald, you can do it again. If you did something, if you got 2 successful points, you can do it again. Just look at what you did there and do more of it, right? Track what you're doing and just continue to do more of that. So if we get them recognized as emerald, you guys start doing public recognition for double emerald when they have 4 coaches, 2 coaches on each leg, triple emerald, 3 coaches on each leg. Get them hungry. People love recognition. Recognition is an entire probably building at Beachbody, right? It's important. So I love, I know Jamie said she's seen a huge surge in rubies on her team since they started doing this, because that is the foundation of all of it. Diamond is just going emerald 4 times. And so if you see, okay, I know how to go emerald, encourage your coaches that have then gone emerald, say, dude, you're ready to be a leader because you know how to do this. And that's how you begin to build your army of life changers. So help them get excited, recognize the crap out of them, think about recognizing every time they go emerald and how that could work for you and your team. Run push to emeralds, make lists of people, get really excited. And I think you guys can start to really foster that culture of this is emeralds. Every Thursday, thank the emeralds on the entire team for making the team what it is, because we need all of the emeralds, or there are no diamonds, there are no star diamonds. So love up on them and realize that is really the foundation. So Molnar is going to give us some tips now.
I love all this. I'm sitting here listening to
taking notes.
I'm almost sweating.
Like when Sarah G said things you have to do, it made me think it's so true, things you have to do every day, but it's stuff we get to do. Like if we get to do this for 2 to 3 years, hardcore, think of the stuff you won't have to do because you're at a job full time. So reverse engineer that thinking, I think, is huge. I'm going to talk about recruiting coaches, which is what everybody wants to know. And I always say, just open up the rock and there they are. So recruiting coaches doesn't have to be this huge, like, okay, where am I going to find coaches? I mean, as leaders, we hear that all the time. And I know, especially diamond coaches, you're like, just go find them. Go talk to people. Open up. Don't look at it as you always have to post this, call to action, like, the sneak peeks. Yes, they're in there. They're all in there, but it's really a lot about relationship building. It's about kind of going backwards to the discount coaches like Nicole, who have been in it. And maybe she has been thinking about becoming diamond, because this happened to me for one of my coaches that's been a discount coach for a year. I actually went back to her because I honestly forgot to ask her, what do you think of a team page? Did you ever think about, she said, for the past 3 months, I've been going back and forth of what I should do. And now she's actively moving forward. Go backwards. Go talk to past challengers. Go through. You can go back to go under my business, go under my Success Club qualification. You can see, who did you sign up in June of 2015? They may want to come back on board. Who would you sign up in July 2015? They may want to come back, and why not give them the opportunity of a discount? Pop them back in a challenge group. Reintroduce why they became a part of Beachbody to begin with. And of course, the list building. I love that you said that stuff, because that is my biggest thing. Like, if you don't have a list of people that you're actively thinking, who could be my next coach, you're not going to get a next coach. I have this push group of these 3 girls that are pushing hard for diamond. It's something that I've done. It might be tedious for other people, but it seems to always work. So we actually have on our cell phone, I text thread them. So it's three girls, and we chat every single day. Am I like coaching and mentoring and doing all this outstanding stuff? No, I'm saying, who's your next coach? Who do you have your eye on? Who are you building? Look at your downline. Who are you buffering? Who's a maybe on a 1 to 10 scale, 10, they're rock solid, they want Shakeology. Who's maybe a 5? Because like Nicole said, you hit diamond, that's kind of where your business starts, but you also have to continue to buffer, because it's sad to say, but you're going to drop coaches all the time. You're going to hear that. I mean, especially, I'm sure these 4 leaders get it. We get it, and then you get the form, and then you actually get the cancellation. You think coaches are dropping all the time. You have to continue to buffer and share that opportunity. So when you do that, you can build that solid foundation. Go back to those discount coaches. Go back to those coaches that were just in it for the challenge pack and ask them. If they're continuing on Shakeology, go into your challenge group and say, for those of you continuing on Shakeology, message me. I have an opportunity for you. Put them in a graduate group. Offer new challengers 2 months if they sign as a coach. You don't even have to bring up the coaching opportunity until it's time to sign. So if you went to somebody and said, hey, Stephanie, I have this, I know you're interested in the challenge pack. Would you want to join for 2 months? I have this opportunity. You can actually get the Shakeology cheaper the next month. Because really, sometimes this isn't about what you're doing in the interview. It's just getting them in. You're trying to pull them in to see the culture of what's actually happening in a team page and what the business opportunity can offer them. And then once they're already signed as a coach and they know they're getting it, discounted, then they're usually in. Because let's be honest, most people that are on Shakeology 30 to 60 days don't want to stop it because they feel fantastic. So make sure you're making note of who are your past challengers, who are your people that are continuing on Shakeology, and offer them the discount. I tell my team, for me, not in the beginning, I celebrate my 2-year anniversary on the 16th. And in the beginning, I was so afraid to talk about coaching because I felt like, it's icky and people are going to think I'm, trying to build something and it's salesy and all this stuff. Now I look at it like if I saw a kid run in the street, I'd go after him and grab him. And for me, not telling people this opportunity of tremendously changed my life in 2 years, how selfish of me. Mm-hmm. I would not share this opportunity with people when it's changed my life. This has nothing to do with me. This has to do with, my God, I see you working 8 to 5, managing these kids, missing school activities. How can I not share this opportunity with you when it's changed my life dramatically? So when you work from that list, don't look at it as like numbers. I got my 100 names and everything. Look at it really as that person's life could change dramatically. And when they come back to you and say, thank you for sharing this opportunity, because I thought it was something completely different than what it was. So when you post on social media and you start having conversations, I had a conversation with this girl. She was building a house. She was getting married. There's all this stuff. I continued to have a conversation. Never brought up Beachbody again. Never brought it up again. Just talk to her because that's just kind of how I am. What's going on with the house? When do you close? And she said last night on her own, okay, I'm ready to sign up. I want to sign up as a coach. I watch what you do. I want to be a part of this. I said, awesome. When you just build relationships authentically, people want to be around you. If you're going on Facebook and bitching and, oh, I hope there's little kids, never, complaining about stuff or woe is me and WTF and all this other stuff, and there's one out there I don't even understand. It's something with their life, FML, or I don't even know if that's the right one. Like, who wants to be a part of that? But when you're sharing, like, damn, I drank a margarita last night, but I'm going to get up today and do my workout. People are like, wow, I want to be a part of that. Those are the people. You're going to attract who you are. So be the coach you want on your team. Be the coach you want on your team. If you're not showing up on social media, your coaches won't, unfortunately, because they think, okay, well, she posted 2 times a day, so I posted 2 times a day. That's enough. When you start representing and standing up for what you are and who you are, you don't care about all the naysayers, I guarantee you, people are watching you. I had a girl email me today that said, I've been watching you for over a year. And I was talking to my best friend. I'm like, I don't even know who this is. Like, she's never liked or commented. They are watching, and it's so hard. It's like your kids. They hear you say no all the time. You're disciplining, they're disciplining. They hear you. They may not respond, but it will stick after a while. As long as you're sincere, you have that trust, your integrity is there. You're not trying to be perfect. People, I don't want to say people like to see failure, but they like to know, my God, she's human and she eats pizza. My God, she can't hold a plank longer than a minute. But man, she can do other stuff fabulously. Those are the people that you're going to attract. So go back to the discount coaches. And one of the biggest things I think you can do is go to some of those discount coaches, invite them back into a challenge group. Really, it doesn't take much to bring them back in and say, do you have anyone else you think that would want to join with you? Do you have a friend, a mom, maybe your aunt, anyone else? And you know what? I'll show you how to do it. You just send them a link. We'll have your coach ID, and you're going to get money for it. Not only does that build you on your leadership ladder, but it also shows them what we do. We're not stocking products. We send links and we build relationships. So those are really, I think, the catapult that's going to get to start your business. That it's not about, yes, we have to find new people and everything, but just being you and reaching out to people and realizing that if you just tell them authentically, hey, have you ever thought of coaching? Like, as simple as that, sometimes it works. Instead of this whole, I know we get wrapped up in sneak peeks, and there's a place for all of that, absolutely. But when you're just authentic and you see somebody working out all the time, and this happened with a girl, and she's like 2 away from being diamond. She's like cut more than cut. Like, I'm intimidated by her. And I was like, oh my God, if I approach her, she's going to think I'm a loser. Like, this is, obviously she knows what she's doing. Why would she want to be a part? And then I thought, well, yeah, she's already physically fit. People follow her for this. Why not share the opportunity of what can happen? And when I did, I was very scared to reach out to her. But this time it worked. It's not going to work every time because people don't understand it. But she said, it's so funny you said that, because when my sister signed last year, I actually thought about it. In my head, I'm going, who the hell's her sister? And she's on my team and I don't even know this? Like, that's the cool thing about it. You just don't know who's watching and who the opportunity can be brought to. And now her life is completely changed. Even though she was fit as a fiddle and could compete tomorrow, Shakeology's changed her life. Her digestion is better. And she said she loves having the accountability. Oh, yeah, you too, Melissa. I know you. Melissa can poop. That's her thing. But having this girl, she just signed 2 months ago to be, that much closer to diamond. It's just amazing. So don't discount the people that are in your immediate circle. You don't know what they're thinking. So
I think, too, to kind of wrap things up, to kind of go off of what she is saying, too, as a leader, you guys are leaders. That's why we're here on this call. And you have the opportunity to be the leader you want to be for your team. It doesn't have to be who your upline coach is to you. You have that choice to be who you want to others. And that is what you need to thrive on. That is what you need to figure out what makes you happy to do for your team. What would you like to see, and do that for other people? Again, it goes back to the servant, the do more, right? And to be able to give more. The other thing that I want to point out to you that I've heard too is a lot of coaches, they watch other people and they compare themselves. Like, have you guys ever been in the comparison game? Have you ever let yourself go into that rut? And I've heard that a couple times lately. And for me, I got to the point, that's not even an option. And what I want to share with you, because I was actually talking to my life coach about this, like, how can I help these people? How can I better help these people to see how great they are? And what she told me is, the moment that those words come out of your mouth of comparing yourself to anybody is the reason why you're at where you're at. Own it. Own where you're at, because if you are busy watching everybody else and why they have this and why they have that, that is holding you back from your greatness. You have to unreveal your greatness and start being who you truly are. So then that way you can be more relatable and you can build the goals and the life of your dreams. You have to get out of your own way. You have to stop watching other people, and you have to be you and be your best self. And that is a big thing in leadership. And like, it gets me all fired up. My blood's boiling. Like, I'm over here shaking. Like, that is my number one thing, is to help people be themselves and know that they are full of greatness, and stop watching everybody around you in a manner that you compare yourself, because you don't know that person's walk of life. You don't know what they're dealing with. You have no idea what is going on behind the scenes. All you know is what happens right here, right in front of you, and that's what you have control of. So take ownership, be you, and be your best self. And I think, Sarah, do you have anything else to add? Anybody?
I'm good. I think that's perfect.
We have our next Emerald Blitz on June 29th. So make sure you put that down in your books.
Ooh.
You share that with your team.
I do want to maybe say one thing. Possibly, I don't know if we can bring it back to the old group, or maybe all of us leaders, we can just deliver it back to our teams. But would it be helpful with you guys? I feel like the ball was really dropped on that last month, and wanting to build on it and make it better each month. Would it be helpful for you if we provided graphics for you with like some examples, or you guys as leaders, some things that have always helped me on my biggest events were the ones that I posted on my team page. Use this graphic to post and invite. Here's an example of a personal message I'm sending people, and here's an example of what I'm posting on my social media. Now go make it your own. Like, remember to really give them those tools, you guys. You can't just say, hey, we're running an Emerald Blitz on this day, get inviting. Well, some people don't know how, especially those brand new coaches. So let's really step it up a notch and not crap the bed this round, and make this the best one ever. Because something was missing the last round. Like, we saw the potential in it the first round, and it was not the same the second. And I feel like it was because those people didn't bring it back to their team. Dig deep in your downline. Open every single level of your downline. Invite everybody. Give them actionable things that they can invite to and duplicate right then and there.
And prepare in advance, like she's saying. Make sure you're talking to them. Get those new coaches ready. And make sure that they're aware. It's not that you just plug somebody into a group. They have to choose that, because that could be very overwhelming.
Yeah, follow up with them every day too. Like, what did you see? What did you like? What are you struggling with? Did you put it into action? Because I think a lot of people join groups and they just kind of sit there and watch. And then they're like, well, I don't know what to do now. So follow up with those newer coaches.
So one other thing then on that, we have a bunch of people that were not in that leadership group. Are we opening that up and adding everybody in and just keeping the calls in there?
Maybe it's not us so much. I mean, I'll do that in my team page, but you guys that are on this call know that you're here as a leader. Like, that's something that you can do to bring back to your team and spread it within your downlines, you know, just to really take that leadership step towards making this next group really amazing. I don't know, Jess. I mean, I feel like that would make it messy. I guess that was more my intention, just to bring that idea to everybody here and let them leave the call with like something that they can do deep in their downline with their teams.
Absolutely. I think that's simple to duplicate too. Awesome. Well, we will post the recording up, and I'll get that up and pass it on to the girls so they can share as well. And if you guys have any questions, keep us posted, but don't forget June 29th. And then our next leadership call will be the first Monday in July. Or I'm sorry, the second Monday, because first Monday is actually 4th of July. So I believe it's the 11th. So put that on your calendar for Monday, 11 a.m. Pacific time as well. And have an awesome day. Bye, guys.